Hi travelers, Tara here. Yes, surprise, surprise. I am here and I'm going to be doing you a full moon in Cancer reading. We want to see what energies are going to be coming up for the full moon this December 25th, 2015. I'd like to wish everyone a happy holidays. For those of you who have been contacting me and sending me well wishes, I really do appreciate that. I thank you so very much. I should be resting, but I swear I hadn't had my hands on the cards in a couple of weeks. They're itching, and I didn't want to leave you guys without a reading for the full moon. I'm also probably going to have one at the end around the 30th or so, because we have Uranus going direct around that time. Someone made a comment on one of my videos. I can't remember who that person was. When I was speaking about Jupiter being in Virgo until 2017, you were correct. Jupiter will end in will leave our sign September 2016, but the effects are going to last into 2017. So between 2016 and 2017, we have the bringer of luck and expansion that's going to be hanging around. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and get started. I've already pre-shuffled the cards a little bit. This is going to be a general reading. I have relatives here visiting as well, so it's been kind of chaotic for me. Lots of changes, things happening, things moving. I'm not quite sure if it's positive or negative at this point. I kind of feel like I'm on the threshold of something. I don't know what. Don't know if any other of you have been feeling like that. All right, let's go ahead and get into the reading here. I'm going to put one more rifle on these. I will be leaving the comments on. I'm probably going to go back and turn the comments on again. There's one person that's been just coming up under mostly all of the videos, leaving crazy foolishness, and I just wasn't in the mood to hear from it. That's why I turned all the comments off. So it's not that I don't want to hear from you. I'll go ahead and turn the comments back on. All right, so here we go. Let's see what energies are going to be coming up for us this full moon in Cancer, December 25th, 2015. 9 cards. Well, this kind of looks like a hodgepodge of everything. Okay. 9 cards down. The top row, I have the Death card, the Three of Wands, the Magician. The second row, I have the Ace of Swords. I have the Justice card. I have the Five of Cups. Last row down, the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and then I have the Page of Pentacles. So, let me take a look here. I do have the Sibilas here in case we need to flesh this out a little bit more. Off the bat, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards. So this is telling me that this is out of 10. That's not bad. That means that there are some forces out of your control in terms of what may be happening with you. But I don't think it's not something you can handle. We have the Death card at the top row. So this tells me that for some of you there have been some endings. And this could be in any area of your life. I do feel it's for some of you it has been a romantic ending. For some of you it may have been even a divorce coming up. We have the Ace of Swords and Justice with the Death card. But this is basically endings. But as we know, with the full moon, the new moon brings us new beginnings. It's a time to start something new. And I forgot when we had the new moon this month. It was on the 11th, I believe. And now we're at the full moon. So the full moon is a time of completion. It's a time of endings. But we also know that endings can bring new beginnings. For some of us, it may not be endings. It could be a complete change, maybe in where you live, maybe in where you work, maybe in the way you look, maybe in the way you think, maybe in the way you feel. But this is like a transformation. Something is coming about. Something's ending and something is coming about. And we have this card of contemplation, launching, plans, planning, long-term looking out, waiting for your ships to come in. This, to me, along with the death card, particularly since he has his back to us, can signify that indeed you are leaving something behind and you're looking forward. I'm sorry, there's a glare on that. You're leaving something behind and you're looking forward. You've left these two things behind here. Excuse me. I'm not reading this as if, for some of you, it's as though this is a heartbreaking thing. It very well could be, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of cards of loss and mourning. It's as if this transformation, a sudden light bulb has come on and you figured out, okay, hey, look, this is no longer serving me. I'm going to leave it behind now, and I'm going to move forward. We do have the card of the Magician. And as we know with the Magician card, this is the person who has all of the tools in order to do whatever it is that he needs to do. When I see this card, I equate this card with success. So this top line here to me says that yes, even though something has come to an end or there's been some kind of major or radical change for you in your life, you are really not allowing that to stop you. You're moving ahead with your plans, and that you're doing so with success thus far. Okay, have done so, will continue to do so. Now, for those of you who have had a question about, is this the right thing for me to do? I would say with this Ace of Swords, this is kind of like a yes, okay? All aces to me represent a yes, but it's also a card of, this is an opportunity. This is having the mental clarity to cut through all of the BS, to see to the truth of a situation, how to solve a problem, how to come up with an idea. The thing is that if you haven't done your change yet, you're kind of still on the fence for it. This card comes to say that you can do it. Don't be afraid. If somebody else can do it, you can do it as well. And there's a truth in that. If you haven't quite figured it out, the clarity will come. With the Justice card, this is the card of things being in balance. Now, perhaps for some of you, if a relationship has ended, perhaps at this time right now, you don't understand and you don't see and you don't feel that it's going to be for your benefit. But just know when justice occurs, that even though the outcome may not be what you had hoped or desired or you wanted, in the end, it's all going to balance out just right. Okay, and this is our focus card. It's in the middle. We do know here with this Five of Cups, this is a card of loss, regrets, and sorrows. So I could say that indeed for some of you, this is the ending of a relationship. Perhaps for some of you, a marriage may be ending. Some type of relationship in which there was a contract of sorts, but that you are feeling sad. You will continue to feel sad for a while, but this energy, and I don't know how long that can be. I think that's going to depend on you. Remember that you have this ace, that you can gain the clarity that you need to work through this, that even though you don't feel like everything is hunky-dory with you right now, it is going to balance itself out in the end, to continue to look ahead and, apply yourself in whatever manner that means. Apply yourself. Now, the last line down is quite interesting to me because we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. So it is like, for some of you, write down this line here, an ending, a realization, and then a gift. someone offering you a gift or a gift being presented to you. This could be in a financial sense. As if the cards are saying, as if, maybe you were working a crappy job and all of a sudden you just like, man, I ain't working this crappy job no more. And something else kind of fell into your lap. Okay. Being that this is the holidays, I know everybody been overspending and shopping and getting a brand new Samsung Galaxy 27s that can drive the car and wash the dishes and all of that stuff. And we do know that right after the new year, our regular bills are going to be due, and then all of those Christmas shopping bills are going to be coming in. So to me, this could just speak to maybe some of you got a little bit of extra bonus or a little extra money that you had to spend over the holidays. Right now, you're kind of tightening your belt because maybe you have realized that you actually spent a little more than you should have. Okay. If you haven't done that, then this is telling you to please be cautious going forward, moving into January and February, because, it might take some of us a couple of months to dig out of this Christmas, New Year's hole. But that in the end, you're going to come to a place where I think you're going to be financially settled. For some of you, you're going to be financially settled, but then there's a new decision that you have to make. Now, looking at the weight of the cards, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pentacles. So I think for a lot of people, this is going to be a financial or a monetary issue. For some of you, it could be maybe wanting to start your own business. It could be getting a promotion. It could be moving away to for another job. And of course, given those things, if you're moving, you always end up spending more money than you planned on budgeting for. But that whatever this new thing is that's coming in, you've got these 2 gifts. You see? You've got these 2 gifts here. So this is communication. Something has come in to alert you that there's a new financial opportunity or creative endeavor coming in. Something ended. You're like, oh, I don't know. And then suddenly you got the information or you got an idea. And then it's like being in the right place at the right time. And then something kind of fell in your lap. You are being warned right now to be cautious. This could also deal with being cautious with your emotions. Perhaps someone new has entered into your life. Right recently after a split or a breakup, with, a previous lover or partner. And so maybe you are kind of hanging on right now to your emotions because you're still trying to heal, as if you think you're never going to get over this person or this event. But that within time, you will get over it. But there's still some more thinking to do. There's some planning, some editing, some feedback. This is like a trial and error kind of a thing. You're just kind of waiting around to see what happens. But this is something new. And I think this is lovely because we have the Death card. We have the Ace, which is a brand new beginning. We have the Knight, there's communications. We have the Magician, which is gathering together everything, your thoughts, your emotions, your money, your willpower, and just moving forward with whatever it is that you want. There is a financial or spiritual gift coming very soon for you. Now, if this is about money, what I find underneath here is this King of Wands, and this can represent a business owner. This may be a new boss coming up on your horizon for some of you in terms of work. This is the guy who's got all of the bright ideas. He can sweet talk anybody into anything. He's very charismatic, very passionate, but he's the idea man. And so he's going to leave it up to you to figure out how to get these things done. And this is what we have also represented with the coins. The coins are the practicality of actually doing the work. The wands are the ambition and the drive to get the things done. Yes, and I say this is a wand because he's got a wand on the table and a wand in his hand. This is having the mental clarity to work through whatever this is that's working through, that you need to work through. Now, I was been doing some research since I haven't been doing any readings, and I was just looking, this white rose here on that the Death Knight is carrying. This is the white rose of silence. And this rose speaks to secrecy and silence. So for some of you, whatever this ending is, you haven't told anybody yet. And for some of you, whatever this new change or new beginning that's coming in, you haven't shared that with anybody yet. And I would say to you at this point, with the Ace of Swords and the Justice card, that whatever this idea, this thing is that has come in, you are, in a sense, it is something that the universe has in store for you. So if you've been gaining any ideas or getting any ideas, it might be best to keep these things to yourself for a little while until you can really figure out all of the particulars. Now, as I said, I'm not saying, for some of you, there might have been 3 people in a situation. I don't have any extra 3s. I really don't, but I say that because I have this 5 of Cups and we have the 3 Cups here. For some of you, this is a relationship issue that has not fully come to a head yet. Some of you are starting to, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of you are starting to see the light, for lack of a better term. Some of you may be holding back on speaking or your emotions or letting people know, which again I would say would be a good thing. Letting people know actually what's happening with you, because frankly really it's nobody's business. And then we have this card. And again, remember I always say that this is like the 2 of Cups in disguise. And this is someone, again, he's looking back. If you look at the way the card is, he's facing not only these spilled 3 cups, but he's facing justice, and he's facing the Ace of Swords. So this is really, I think, for some of you, the sudden truth or the sudden realization that this relationship can't go any further, that it has to end, or if there's been any shenanigans going on, it has to end. Maybe you found something out really that just like completely floored you and you're like, oh my God, you know, I'm gonna have to, that's it, I'm done. We're gonna read on that. I have this diagonal of the Magician, Justice, and the Knight of Pentacles. This Magician can relate to anything, but whatever it's speaking about, know that this is a karmic cycle. It is coming to an end, and that you will get something out of it. For some of you, from this diagonal, that ending had to come. It was time now. And so now you're trying to, let's say, dig through the ashes and figure out really what do you have going forward and what is it you're going to be doing going forward. We have air, 2 waters, a lot of earth, and a couple of, so I think a lot of this has been thoughts for people. Things happening quickly, communications, sudden truths, sudden realizations. If this has not occurred, I would expect it to start coming about around the end when Uranus goes direct, because Uranus is all about surprises, sudden things happening, quick changes, things happening out of the blue. You know, not always bad things. I think for some of you, if this has been a relationship issue, I think you have probably known for quite some time that perhaps the situation needed to end. Maybe you were just dragging it out, hoping against hope. And if this is happening to you at the end of the year, right around the holidays, I do, you know, say to you, I'm very, very sorry. But just know, right now you may not feel it, but just know that if it's happening around this time, it was meant to happen around this time. That can be cold comfort, I know. Let's see what this Death card is all about here. For some of you, remember this is a general reading. It will not apply to everybody. I mean, you have 2 ones here. The Ace, that, let's see. Okay. And this is odd, because sometimes we look at death as a negative card. We look at endings and closures and transformations being negative. But what I have is these 3 positive cards here. So it's like, for some of you, death is also a release. So whatever has come to an end, there was something surprising about it, that it does have to do with happiness of the heart and surrounding a home. So it could very well be saying that whatever this ending is, or this release, it is coming about to release you. It may have been a surprise to you, but it is coming about to release you to some new positivity coming into your life. There's nothing negative about these 3 cards. Not at all. Nothing at all negative. So it's as if all of a sudden the universe has said, okay, that's the end of that, and now it's time for you to have a little happiness in your home, in your heart, and I'm going to surprise you with something, which is kind of cute with this card and the Magician. I want to see what this 5 of Cups is, to see how it relates to these 3 cards: the Dottore, the Dilarante, and the Speranza. Now, we know this is the card of loss, regret, heartaches, dwelling in the past. We have the Dottore. Again, I was saying to some of you, with the Ace of Swords and the Justice, it's like it's speaking to me of a divorce. The Dottore is always a professional. Can be a lawyer. He can be a mediator. It can even be a profession for somebody. But it can also be any kind of professional that can come in, a lawyer, a physician, a doctor, any type of professional. I'm kind of getting that it might be, if this relates to a divorce or an actual separation, that we have been to the lawyer, or we're thinking about going to the lawyer. We know that there have been some stupid mistakes that have occurred, and that, we still maintain hope, perhaps. But coming out on this 5 of Cups, this is the guy who is, in a sense, he's hiding his emotions under the cloak. His emotions aren't coming to the surface. So this could be someone having hopes that, it won't have to end, but for all intents and purposes, it's an ending. But just remember that this is the 2 of Cups in disguise, that once you can get out of this space and turn around and look ahead and look forward, there's going to be something else coming up on the horizon for you. I know sometimes this is easier said than done. Let me see what this Knight of Pentacles is all about. Well, now, this is interesting. It's as if the cards are saying to me that one relationship or contract or something like that is ending, but that something new has already cropped up for you. So it's kind of saying, like, that old saying, when one door closes, another one open. So maybe you were in the midst of breaking up with somebody, but there's already somebody there. We have the Gran Signore, who's like the King of Hearts or the King of Cups. We have a change, the Yadro. This is speaking of a change is coming through from some offer from somebody. We have the card of the Limoneo. This is a great intimacy or a great spiritual attraction. So we could say that this is a love interest coming in, but it could also be a new job. Whatever it is, it's coming through a person, though. Somebody's going to offer you something. There's going to be a change that's coming in that's going to make a huge, huge difference in your life. I don't know if you can see that. My lighting's kind of crappy. I'm in my bedroom right now. Somebody new on the horizon. Let's see what this page is about. Okay, again. Now, the page brings news. Okay, always news. Now, we can say that this is mundane news. It's going to be financial news, news about a job. But I can also say that anytime that you are given a gift, there can be something spiritual attached to it. The Giovanni Fantula. She is speaking to another change that is coming in. So whatever this news is, it's going to be a success. You're going to like what you hear. We have the reunion or the meeting, okay? And then we have Superbia, which is a success. This is like the best success card. Actually, he's the best success card in the deck. So you've got two cards of success. You have this home. You have this Limoneo. You have the Superbia. So for some of you, this could actually be a meeting about a new job. It could even be a meeting about, maybe this card is speaking to moving house. On the death card, that's the end of a home. You're moving, looking forward to move. I don't really see any cards of movement, but you know, anything except for this guy. But then this is a slow moving knight. He's always determined, and he usually gets everything that he wants because he takes his time. He goes over, he's got backup plans for his backup plans for his backup plans. Okay? So indeed, something good is coming. And this is the full moon. This is just a few days away. I'm most pleased that I could bring this to you. I'm going to do one more card. I want to look at the Seven of Pentacles. Yes. Remember I said this is the card of editing, feedback, trial and error, looking out, planning. It's like this card, so that's a double message. We have the Belvedere. We have the Domestico. And again, we have the Fortuna card. The very fortunate, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards of great success. This is the only thing that's a little out. This Five of Cups with this, and I do think indeed this has to do with the relationship, someone breaking up. It could even be a divorce. Maybe it's been like a long-term relationship. You've been together. You're not really legally married, but it's been like a marriage, and this is coming to an end now. The Belvedere, the card of great foresight. The Domestico. This guy, he's a helper, yes. He's not always on the up and up. But in this particular reading, the way I'm reading it is, you're looking at this last thing down here because you're not quite sure what it's all about. Okay? And this card here, the Domestico, kind of repeats that. You're not quite sure how, whatever this situation in, how it's going to benefit you. But just know it's going to benefit you most definitely. You're just going to have to work through this Five of Cups kind of a space. You know what? I'm going to look at one more. The Justice card. Okay. Balance, fairness, accountability. Those who've been doing the right thing will be rewarded. Those who've been doing the wrong thing gonna get the smack down. The Leggerezza. Now, we say that this card speaks of sex. In this instance, it's also can speak to a success. So we have these cards of success, and this is the thing. We have the letrato, the thinking man. So if you are a male in this situation, or you consider yourself to be in the male role, if you're going through something like this, a change of job, a change of family structure, a change of relationship, something you've been giving a great weight to in the past, you know, really how am I going to top this, or how am I going to continue to move forward and be successful? And then we have the l'amica. This is the confidant, the friend. So it's as if the cards are saying to me, and this speaks to trust. And what I'm getting is trust that the universe, this justice that has come through, has heard you, because she speaks to someone you can confide in, that the universe has heard you, and that even though you've been kind of worried about it, it is going to be a very successful thing. Just know that no matter what heartache or pain or worry or anxiety or trial or tribulation you've been going through, it's all going to work out in the end. I don't think I could have done a better reading. No drama. I think that's great. We don't want to end the year on any drama. If you see anything here in the reading that you'd like to get more, information about, again, personal readings are just that. They're personal, so I can tune in more to whatever your personal situation is. This is a general reading. These are general energies. If none of these stories apply to you, then they don't apply to you, okay? So please don't ask me, well, it doesn't resonate with me. It's not going to. There's billions of people in the world. So that's it. I'm going to leave you. I'm so pleased that I was able to bring you this message. I was a little worried that it was going to be something negative or going to be something heartbreaking, but it looks as though kind of like everybody's on an even keel, that there's a little bit of worry, there's some changes, but everybody's just kind of, it's like we all know that something new is coming. That's the energy that I'm getting from the reading. Everybody, whatever, no matter what situation you're in right now, you know that something brand new, something different is right around the corner. That's the energy that I'm getting from this reading, and that makes me feel so good. So that's it. I'll be back to speak with you guys before the new year. Please, if you're traveling, have a very, very safe holiday season. Don't drink too much eggnog. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. All right, thanks. Namaste.